Hello there. I'm Daniel Goodwin. Welcome to Daniel Reviews. Today we're talking about the Ecoflow Delta Pro, and unfortunately we're talking about a major issue with the Delta Pro. Let's get into it. I've talked about the Delta Pro a lot and have several videos on the Delta Pro. I'm a big proponent of the Ecoflow Delta Pro, but today I do have to share with you a problem that I've encountered, and I think is not isolated to just me, and so it's something for you to be aware of. I wanted to share it because I don't think a lot of people out there have talked about it. I don't think it's necessarily prominent, so let's get into that. This is one of my Ecoflow Delta Pros. I have 4. I've showed them in other videos, and unfortunately I've run into a major problem with this unit. I will show you, but the rear solar input, which is on the back side here, the XT60i connector, the solar input connector, has detached and fallen into somewhere in the bottom of this thing. And so basically this unit, as far as solar input, is completely hosed. You cannot charge it with solar. And for my setup, that pretty much screws everything, because that's the whole reason I got the Delta Pro, was for solar input. There we go. You can see this is completely empty. Normally it looks, there's a jack. You plug in your XT60i connector for your solar panel array, and it's not possible to do that. So what's happened is this is on the inside, it's become disconnected. I've heard, I don't know if this is official, but I've heard that there's screws that hold this in place, and that vibration over time causes those screws to loosen, and then the whole thing can come loose. That doesn't sound true. I mean, screws don't, it seems unlikely. Let's just put it that way. What I think is it was probably glued, and that glue was not very good, and it obviously came loose. Okay, so that's obviously very disappointing. I'm down one of my Delta Pro units. I do have to say Ecoflow has a tremendous warranty, right? And that's why I have always recommended Ecoflow, because I felt like compared to all the other products on the market, Ecoflow stands by their product better than other companies stand by theirs. I contacted Ecoflow support, sent them description of the problem, the serial number, a photo or two, and they're like, yep, this is an issue. We will send you, here, they gave me 2 options. One is I could ship them my unit, and they could assess it and fix it, and then send it back to me. That obviously is going to take some time. They've clearly got a backlog of things to work through. Alternatively, I can ship them my unit, and they will ship me a refurbished unit back. I'm completely fine with that. Some people are not. I don't understand why not. Some people are not, but I just wanted to be clear. I was given the choice, and I chose the latter because I think it's perfectly fine. I'm sending them a unit that I have used, and they will be sending me back another similar but used unit, and I think that's fair. And it gets it to me faster, which means I can get it back into my smart home panel setup and continue powering my everyday life without having a huge disruption. So kudos to Ecoflow for standing by their product. As I mentioned, this is the second time that this has happened to one of my Delta Pro units. So unfortunately, this is not the first time that solar input has detached. And so I gotta conclude, I'm not just like this magnet for faulty Delta Pros. This is an actual weakness with the Delta Pro. And so I would say a few things. One, be very, very gentle with that solar input when you're connecting to it. Be tender with it, because if you press hard, it will weaken it over time, and it will definitely detach. I've seen that. Now, on the replacement unit I got back from my first one that had this happen, I noticed it was significantly stiffer to put in the jack. It just felt more solid, whereas in this one, even from the day I got it, I'm like, that feels very kind of flimsy. I better be careful with it. And unfortunately, even though I was very careful with it, it's still detached. So that's the first thing, is be very gentle with them, because it is a known weak point. At least I know it, and now you know it. And secondly, you might consider purchasing a XT60i male to female adapter cable. I'll show you what that looks like. One second. Unfortunately, I could not find an XT60 male to female cable laying around the house that I could show you, so I will have to link to one or show a picture of one. We'll say right here. That's what they look like. They're about 10 bucks, 12 bucks, whatever. And the thought is, and I think it's reasonable, is you plug that into your Delta Pro, and then whenever you're connecting or disconnecting a solar array, you just pull the other end of it apart, and you'll never have to push in and out on the Delta Pro. Seems like a good idea. 10 bucks to help ensure you don't put undue stress on your what is, again, what I would say at this point is a known weak point on the Delta Pro. All right, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. I just wanted to share this with you, mainly because I want you to know I'm not just a shill, always saying positive things about everything. There are drawbacks. This is kind of a sucky situation for me, and I want you to be aware of it so that you know as well. Again, good thing is Delta Pro stands by their product. I'm very pleased with that, but I wish this wasn't a problem to begin with. You know, there's really no reason why that jack should be that fragile. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Please hit the subscribe button and take care of yourself.